As a producer, getting beat block is one of the most annoying things ever. Most of the time I'd say just take a break. Don't force it if you're not feeling inspired or can't come up with anything. But I've also found that the opposite of that has worked as well. I've made some of my favorite beats just by pushing through and making something at least. In this video, I'm going to show you a super helpful tool you can use to overcome beat block. This is InstaScale, made by WA Production, and it's a MIDI processor plugin. These are all smart keys. Each key can play different notes. So if you're struggling to come up with melodies, this is basically going to create some melodies for you, but you control it. First, you need to make sure it's rooted to the VST that you want. Click the gear icon there, and then that icon, you want the output port to 1, and then in Nexus or whatever VST, you do the import. Oh, I did it again. Input port to 1. You want to choose the scale that you want to work in. So you go here. I'm gonna pick this. I don't even want to try and pronounce that because I'm not going to be able to. I think my kind of melodies is in that scale. Look, I don't know music theory that well and scales and all that, but this is definitely going to help for sure, you'll see. Then I want the root note to be D. So as usual, just pick your sound in your VST. Every key you play will be in that scale, so you can never hit a wrong note, which is very helpful, especially for me, because as you see, when I try and record in my melodies, I end up pressing all the wrong notes and I just have to go back and fix it. So you just have to mess around with this. Literally just play random keys. Oh, and it's going to give you all other notes that are in the scale that you've selected. I'm going to record and just see what I come up with. I think that's a good starting point. I'm gonna render that out and then we can like chop parts. You don't actually need a MIDI keyboard for this as well, you can click it in, but I really need to get in the habit of just playing in my melodies and experimenting. The 3 sections I've taken from that are the main thing to know is that this is called the home note, where it says H here. This is usually set as the root note, so for me it's D. Ignore that it says A. You can also change which key is the home note. You'll be going up or down notes from the root note. So then if I click this key here, I know I'll be going 1 step up from the root note. It can be a bit confusing if you've never used a MIDI processor before, but it's fairly easy to use, and once you get the hang of it, it's just a fun, different way of creating melodies. And for someone like me who barely knows any music theory, barely knows anything about scales, etc., and I tend to use similar notes in all my melodies, so it kind of gets a bit uninspiring. But using InstaScale can really help you to become more familiar with the scales and practice playing complex melodies that you might not usually be able to come up with on your own. The link is in the description if you want to check out more about InstaScale. See, we have a whole melody that I would probably never make something like that, even though it's very simple. I'm gonna put a reverb on as well. Maybe we go like guitar. Feeling a bit crazy. That's hard. It's kind of like a gunner kind of beat. I'm actually just going to do basic drums now and then I'm going to add to it after. Sometimes it just helps to get the idea down first. to get more melodies on this ASAP because it sounded very empty, but it's like a good basis. That's all you need to do. Just hit record, play whatever, literally whatever. All you need to do is click on keys and mess around with it. Only thing I might add in is just some guitar chords, and you can make chords with Instascale. Let's actually try that. Here we have the full beat, entire melody made from Instascale, then just switched it up. This is just how I'd use it in a beat.
Lollipop.
It is a completely different workflow using a MIDI processor, especially when I'm just used to doing what I do every beat, just clicking in the melodies. I really need to switch up my workflow. So if you ever have beat block or you're not really feeling inspired, this is your go-to. Look, I wouldn't really make something like this. And here we are. Shout out to WA Production for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the link in the description for Instascale. Let me know what you think of this beat. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Lollypopbeatz. Thank you so much for watching.